Hi, everybody, and welcome to PAA9. That is Practical and Applied Arts 9. My name is Mr. Dunbar, and it's a pleasure to meet you, and I'm looking forward to working with you this quarter. So the point of Practical and Applied Arts 9 is to give you a little sampling of some of the courses that you can take at the high school level, 10, 11, and 12, that are in the Practical and Applied Arts spectrum of things. Now, there are a lot of Practical and Applied Arts classes, so we can't get through all of them in a quarter. For this quarter, I've decided to take a more sort of digital design and technology focus. And we've got some opportunities, possibly with an outside company, to do some more in-depth application development. So like app development for an Android or Android phone or an iPhone, things like that. So I'm trying to put that together, and hopefully we can do something exciting on that front. So the strands or the ideas that I've been tossing around for this class are going to focus on either 4 or 5 areas, and that's still possibly might change a little bit depending on my access to activities and software, and your access to software as well. We know at home you may not have all the programs that you have at the computers at school, so I'm going to try and make sure that any programs we use can be downloaded and run for free at home, whether you've got a Mac or a Chromebook or a PC or even a Linux system. So everything we should do, you should be able to handle on your end with just a regular sort of laptop or desktop computer. So without further ado, there's just a couple of house cleaning items. Obviously, you received the email to show you where the class is, and hope everybody gets registered properly. If you haven't done a Blackboard course before, if you're new to online learning, there is a Blackboard training tutorial session that only takes about a half hour, and it just shows you the system and lets you know how to hand things in, how to access assignments and things like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share my screen and just go over a few things just to get us moving in the right direction, and then we'll sign off for the day and make sure everybody gets registered. So if I want to share my screen. So the first thing I'll do is I'll show you quickly what the class should look like inside of Blackboard PAA9. So that's the home page, and the home page is going to be set to the announcements page. So it's a really good idea that you come here every day, just as your first task, and make sure that there aren't any any assignments due or other things that I might have noted in the announcements page. In general, you'll know what assignments are due on what day, because I'm going to put a class calendar up somewhere here and kind of show you how we're spacing out the time that we have from now until the end of the quarter, and have a whole bunch of due dates and other stuff on there, just so that you've got a list that you can use as a checklist, make sure that you're getting everything done. After you've kind of checked out the home page there, I want you to go into the Start Here days 1 and 2, and it's just going to give you a brief description of what we're going to do in these first 2 days of the course, and after that we'll kind of take it from there. The learning materials, all of the things that you're going to need to know in the course, tutorial videos and that sort of stuff, access to assignments, handing assignments in, those are all going to be available in the learning materials section. And again, this is somewhat subject to change, but this is how I've got it set up for now. Our module 1 is going to be basic computer programming and app design, module 2 photography, module 3 graphic design, and module 4 computer aided design. So we may switch those up a little bit, but I think that's going to be the main focus for this quarter. We do have mandatory live sessions every day. We're going to meet for about a half hour every day, and I've got a link there for live sessions here. So you shouldn't have any difficulty getting into the sessions. You just click here, and then at the top there's going to be this unlocked session here, and that's the one we're going to use. Any recordings from our live session, because we're often going to be learning and practicing new things in the live sessions, I'll make videos of those and I'll post them within the class materials themselves. So anything that we do in the live sessions, you can run through later. If you're having any difficulty doing any of the assignments or whatnot, you should have access to everything. So that being said, what are we going to do in the class? Well, let's start with this programming and app design. Again, we may have an opportunity with a company that is going to help us run through some activities and actually design an app for phones or tablets that that you can download on your own phone, and you're going to design and you're going to have some control over. But just to get us going, we're going to do a little work in Scratch. Scratch is just a very basic programming drag and drop development environment where you can make some cool games and whatnot. So, you know, here's an example, a little Mario game, a little Mario Flappy Bird game, you know, things like this we'll be able to make. Oh, didn't do too well on that one. So there's an example of something that we might program in Scratch. And I know some of you have done some Scratch programming before, and you may have an account already in a class. I know Ms. Vetter did it for part of her math class. I am going to ask that you start a new account. And the reason I'm asking you to start a completely new account is that if you're part of a classroom in Scratch, if the teacher decides to delete or remove that classroom, you lose access to everything that you've done already. So just to make sure that that doesn't happen, I'm going to ask you to sign up for a new account. And the instructions for doing that, there's a video as well, are available in the learning materials. So that's going to be kind of one of the things you do on the first day or two. So that takes care of you know, part of the programming that we're going to do. We're also going to do some digital photography, and yeah, that's just a picture of someone holding a camera, in case you've never seen a camera before. Obviously, as we're working in a remote environment, you're going to use you know, maybe a phone or a tablet or something to do your digital photography. I certainly don't have any expectations that people have high-level DSLR cameras or anything like that. So it's going to be focused on you know, sort of consumer media. And you should be able to use phone, tablet, or you know, digital webcam, or if you have it, if you have a nice digital camera, certainly you can use that as well. But we'll make it as flexible as possible. So another part of the course, I think, is going to be digital design, and that will be things like creating logos and creating graphics in computer programs. And I've got some software that you can install on your computer that's free, and then we can use it to learn a little bit more about vector-based graphic design, which is a little different than Photoshop, and we'll explore reasons why that's the case and why this program's used for making logos in the professional world as opposed to using Photoshop or something like that. There's a bunch of reasons for it, and we'll go through all of those. And then some digital design. This is in AutoCAD right now. AutoCAD is a very expensive program, so we won't be using it for the course, but we will find something that is either web-based or something that's free to download and you can use on any type of computer. And in there, we'll look at the way that we visualize two-dimensional and three-dimensional objects and how to draw them and how to make sure measurements are correct and that you've got things dimensioned correctly so that you can tell the lengths of objects and things like that. So that's enough probably to get us going. Again, things may change a little bit. This is the first time a tech course has been taught in the online school for practical arts and applications. So, you know, bear with me, and I think we're going to have fun together, and I really look forward to seeing you at that first meeting. I'll have a schedule up. I'll just flip back to my course here. And we're going to have a schedule up. Where is it? There it is. I'll put a schedule up for live session calendar, and it says past recordings in there, but I think I'll put the recordings for individual lessons right inside each of these modules, just so they're easy to access and they're located around where the assignments are for the course. But there will be a live session calendar, but it shouldn't be too much to remember because I think we're going to meet at 1:15 p.m. every day, so afternoon, from 1:15 to about 1:40 or 1:45, and then you can take the rest of the time for you to complete the assignments and whatnot. Just a reminder that the expectation for this class is that you're spending 2 hours every day on it, and half an hour of that will be a meeting with me, and then you've got essentially another hour and a half to complete any of the assignments, watch tutorials, read learning materials, and do what you need to do to meet your goals in this class. I'm going to try and make some flexible projects so that you can bring your own creativity into play within the software we're using and hopefully create some stuff that you're really proud of. So that should get us going. Again, it's really nice to meet you, and I'm looking forward to meeting you at our first live session, which will be tomorrow at 1:15 p.m., where we can do a little bit more housekeeping on the course and I can answer any questions that you have. So thanks for joining me, and I'm looking forward to working with you.